God, there's so many good games too.
Hello, y'all. It is time to breathe again on the latest Both of Sports webcast streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You see Patrick with me, Charles, and Patrick. All right, lots of games coming up this week. Of course, before we get to there, there's a couple of new events that happened over the week, and of course, we'll specifically talk about the Nittany Lions going away from James Franklin, letting him go in a little bit. But before we get to that, how about the action on the field? What caught your eye?
I mean, Ohio State did their thing. Indiana, it
Ah,
might be for real, dude. They might be for real.
you go to Eugene and win by 10 points at that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just saying, they might be legit.
We see you, Kurt Signetti. We see you.
Yeah, we see.
Yeah.
We got you. Hell of a performance to go into Eugene and do that. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
shout out to them. How about Washington State giving Ole Miss what everything they could handle? They did. They played. They had such a great plan coming into Ole Miss and just almost pulled it off. But that Ole Miss offense is just high powered, man.
You'd only hold them down for so long.
Yeah. Dude. Story of two halves. Alabama and Missouri, man. Come on. And Alabama Missouri just kept shooting themselves in the foot. Stupid thing after stupid.
Aaron,
Out of them Northwest dog.
we were talking about that earlier.
We're about to bring that up.
We got you, Aaron.
We're about to bring that up. So stay tuned for a second. Let me get my thoughts out. Missouri just kept shooting themselves in the foot, dude. It was like time and time again. They had so many opportunities to beat Alabama, and they just could not get out of their own way to beat them. Stupid bonehead penalty after stupid bonehead penalty. The only team that had a worse display was Auburn. I mean, Auburn just on the field for 28 and a half minutes and then just could not stop killing themselves. I mean, a lot of people are like, and there's so many things that we got to talk about with that Georgia game, but man, come on. Auburn just, they had us, dude. They had our number from get-go. And then that fumble happened, which I do feel was a fumble. I thought the ball was moving before it crossed the plane. That is just my personal opinion. And I said that way before they even had the controversy about it.
That's not the Georgia bias coming out right away. Really.
No, dude, you know me. I mean, like, if it was a touchdown, I would have called it. Yes, it was a touchdown. I just didn't see that being a touchdown. I mean, I saw the linebacker's right hand where the football should be. That was not control of a football to me. I just didn't see it. But we'll get back on that in just a second. Shout out to them Longhorns for taking care of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have went USC. Should have went USC, but I couldn't do it.
See,
I don't regret it. I'll stick with Michigan. I'll pick Michigan over USC every day.
That's not what you told me off that, but
I know, right? I should have taken but I couldn't do it. And there was a couple other games, but I'm gonna go with, there was one that was just phenomenal. BYU and Arizona. That one. Man.
Yeah, double overtime there between those two. So Aaron, so before I dive into some of those games, so yes,
your boys put Franklin out of a job. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
We know the Dodgers and Brewers are also playing, so you can understand if you're going back to back with that. Yeah. Also, I did finish watching the documentary about UW Superior football. Great documentary, and I don't know if you had a second part that was coming with that, or if there was going to be like a little mini series. But if not, that was great. Like,
Dude, that was statistic overload, bro. I was like, I don't need no second part. Y'all covered everything.
I love, I love the credits at the end, and so he had all them credits lined up. But yeah, Patrick, you know how it goes, Day. When we do those papers or some sort of documentaries like that, we gotta have all them sources covered like that.
Yeah.
And they did their Aaron and them did their homework on this. This was awesome. That was nice to see. So I'm glad that I was able to catch it, finish it up. I was watching it. I think I caught it on a Sunday afternoon. I was just watching it there. And so yeah, awesome. If you do some more documentaries, let us know. Go ahead. We'll post it and we'll spread the word about them on here. The Texas OU game, the Red River shootout. I know it's called the Red River rivalry, but it was just one of those things where Arch. So first of all, Arch Manning, he didn't do too much. He played efficiently, and that's the thing with Arch. I think there's so much pressure. There was so much expectation that was put on him. Sometimes you feel like you have to live up to it, and when you do that, you start to force things. You start to press a little bit, and you're not playing this free, and it ultimately turns into mistakes. I think also a big part of it, the biggest part of it was the defense. I mean, they got after John Mateer and forced turnovers, forced 3 interceptions, sacked him 5 or 6 times. That was the biggest part. But also, they ran the football. And that's the thing. Like, look, Arch Manning does not have to be Superman out there. Nope. He just has to be efficient. Sark has to help him out with that play calling too. Getting Trey Wisner back, running the football was huge. And now you can do other things off of that. You can play action. You can even do a zone reads. Arch Manning can run. I know Aaron disagreed with me when I said that, but Arch Manning can run the ball. I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick 2.0, but
he's better than his uncle.
Yeah,
both of them. I mean, he can run better than both of his uncles. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So great win, and now we're in the SEC part of the season. Let's see if this can build some momentum, get things back together, and look, we have a shot. And that's all you can ask for. We have a shot to still, like, everything is still out in front of us. So, yeah, if we were the number 1 team to begin the season, we caught the 2 losses to Ohio State and Florida. Things kind of falling off at the beginning. But
y'all lost to Florida. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah. And so
I was thinking Alabama for whatever reason.
Well, they got y'all. If that's what you was thinking, I don't know.
Dude, they always get us.
No,
we can't beat them.
But no, but everything is still there. Everything is still out in front of us. It's about being number 1 at the end of the season. There's no preseason champs. So
I mean, it's going to be hard for y'all. I mean, 9-3 is going to be hard for y'all.
No, 10-2. 10-2. We're going 10-2. 10-2.
Okay, hold on. Let me restate.
No, you do not.
9-3 is going to be hard for y'all.
10-2 is where we at.
Look, November 15th, y'all got to take your third ball. I mean, this is how it is.
Look, I mean, everything is still out there, and then we'll just see how come on out as we move forward. Some of the other games, I mean, you pointed them out. I mean, Indiana, that's a statement win if there ever is one, to go out there to Eugene and beat an Oregon team that a lot of people thought was one of the favorites. Yeah, like the favorites to get there. Go out there and beat them by 10 points too, double digits. What? Wow. And you mentioned USC, the Bama Missouri game. I just think, Missouri, they're that team. You can see the talent on the field, like you said, but just some costly mistakes, costly interceptions, costly penalties. They started off the game really well. They had the first drive, touchdown. And then they had Bama on a
They had
third.
them on the ropes, bro.
They had
And
Bama
then
on a third and long. They had them on a third and long, but a penalty, a taunting penalty.
a taunting.
Yeah.
That's the penalties that's the ones that frustrate me. Like,
Yeah.
I get offsides, I get encroachment, I get a lot of those. Like, I understand those because even in the heat of the game, those kind of things do happen. So when I look at penalties and I'm like, okay, 30 false starts, okay, that's a problem. 2 or 3, I can live with that. Taunting, when you have them third and like 24, dude, you're done. You're coming off the field. Taunting, first down. And what did Alabama do? What do you not do for Alabama? You do not give them second chances. Because what did they do with second chances? They put 7 on you. Now, instead of this being a field that was flipped in your direction, and you're fixing to get the ball back with 7, up 7. It's the same thing what Vanderbilt did the week prior. Dude, you can't fumble on your freaking 12-yard line. You got to punch that in. You got to go up 14-0. And you put them on the ropes and you make Ty Simpson start throwing that ball. That's all you do. Now, is he going to make some throws? Yeah, those wide receivers are pretty freaking legit in Alabama. They are for real. But, dude, if you can make it a 2-score game, it's hard for Alabama to fight back with that. And what happens? Taunting. First down. Now the game's 7-7. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you keep playing. I mean, guess the best you can. But the thing with Bama is they are, in most cases, they're fundamentally sound. So you have to be fundamentally sound as well, and you can't have those dumb penalties. And this has been something with Missouri for a few years now.
Yeah.
They have a team. They have a team who can compete, but they just, like you said, they can't get out of their own way. They're always hurting themselves. And you see their coach, Drinkwitz, he's kind of a hothead too. so that does.
Yeah, I know. Like, I noticed that. So, like, when they got hit with a taunting, what did he do? He smiled, giggled, and turned. I was like, you're the reason why you lost.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, you let that happen. Like, dude, if that was Nick Saban, I don't know if Nick Saban would have not been on the field. Like, I can see Nick Saban throwing a helmet on just so he could go out on the field to yell at him for doing that. Kirby Smart's the same way. It's the reason why these teams like Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin's the same way. Ever since you came out of Nick Saban's camp, it seems like a very nice guy. But, dude, as a head coach, he don't put up with that crap. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay.
Well, hey, speaking of needing to get out of my own way, let's go to this graphic.
Did you first get out of your own way?
Dude, I'm terrible. I am awful. So look. So
4-2. Okay, better 500.
That
makes me happy.
Went 4-2. I went 2-4. But the overall score, now you're up 6 games because you had gotten the South Florida North Texas game right. So I was watching that game. That game was 21-21 at halftime.
Yep.
And next thing I know, South Florida's put up 3 touchdowns in the span of 5 minutes.
South Florida.
Yep, I mean they scored to begin the second half, and then they got an interception, scored off of that, and then they ran a fumble back for a touchdown, and that game was out of reach. It was 42-21, and they ended up winning 63-36. So they won that going away, and then you also got the Utah-Arizona State game right. Utah ran away with that one, 42-10, and so now I am 6 games behind. And I'm quickly running out of time. And this is looking worse and worse by the week. So we're gonna see. Well, worse and worse for me. For
Looking
you,
really good for me,
yeah,
bro.
like you sitting there, you're chilling right now. So let's
I'm about to
see.
be 4-0, baby. 4-0.
This is
Here we
bad.
go. Boom.
This is
Yeah,
bad.
no.
But it's all right. Still got time left. I'm not throwing in the towel. Well, not until Halloween at least. So, so let's go to this week's games, Patrick. And
4-0,
where
baby.
where do you start? There's still time left, damn it.
I know. I was like, at the end of the week, I was like, okay, I got the North Texas game right. I got that one right. I was like, man, Charles might have to start this week. And then I watched the Arizona. I was like, okay, never mind. I'll have my picks. I'll get my picks ready. Okay.
Looking bad, dude.
I want to start here because I think this is going to be a phenomenal game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech and Duke. This is going to be a good game, dude. This is going to be such a good game. And, I mean, I know everybody is like, oh, Duke's got this game. Duke's going to win this game. No. Have you seen them Yellow Jackets play?
I've been paying attention to the
I'm feeling good about my ACC pick. Every week looking better and better. I love it. Dude, Georgia Tech's offense is just lights out. They have great special teams, and their defense is just flying all over the field. To be honest with you, man, that is one game I am not really looking forward to for Georgia. I'm really not, man. They are so fundamentally sound down there at Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, dude, I think Georgia Tech. Everybody's got Duke winning this game. I mean, even Vegas has got Duke winning this game. I'm like, I got Georgia Tech. I'm going Georgia Tech 35-13, dude. I think they whip them. 35-13, Georgia Tech. Give me them Yellow Jackets.
Look, Duke has been looking pretty good. I have gone against them on 2 occasions this year, and they have last like they came back and destroyed NC State, and then they just crushed Syracuse. We picked that one. But I think Georgia Tech, looking at them, I just think they have a all-around team, like a better all-around team. I think Duke is good offensively, and they can play some good opportunistic defense where they can get some turnovers and take advantage of those. I just think Georgia Tech, they can get turnovers and shut you down, like make you go 3 and out. And then on offense, Haynes King. So I remember watching Haynes King when he was at Texas A&M. I did not see him being as good as he has proven to be at Georgia Tech. But one thing that he did display at A&M that is really coming into play at Georgia Tech is his toughness. That is,
He don't slide.
No, he don't slide at all.
Him and Josh Allen, dude. Oh, and shout out to my Falcons, baby.
Yeah, we'll get to your.
I did not see that coming until I was like,
I did. I felt the Falcons could beat the Bills just simply because the Bills, like they're good, but the matchup with the Falcons was what was going to give them a problem. The Falcons can run the football, and the Bills have problems stopping the run. And Bijan Robinson had over 170 yards rushing, 171 yards rushing.
He had 170 yards rushing and 68 yards receiving.
81-yard touchdown run as well. So. But dude, I'm gonna go Georgia Tech here too, because I just think they're the better team. It's gonna be. I got it closer. I don't think they're gonna win by 22 points, but I think they can win by a touchdown. So I think maybe 10 points. Let's see. I'm gonna go because I think their defense will come to play as well. I think they can hold Duke below 25 or 30 points. 34-27 is what I'll go. Yeah, the 34-27 Georgia Tech.
But that's 35-13?
No. Nah, man, because especially with it being in Duke, Duke's gonna show up, man. I think Duke is going to
show up for Georgia Tech to beat that ass. That's what they
man. 22 points, Patrick.
Yeah, no. 35-13. Watch. Dude. If they beat them by 35-13, when we come back on here next week, I'm gonna be like, Charles, you might as well just quit this pick. I'm about to run the table.
It's going to be 35-13. Duke will show up, but I do have Georgia Tech winning. So I guess it's my turn. How about over here? Because I know we'll get to the SEC games. How about this one for you though? Utah at BYU. So
this was actually going to be my second one. Yeah, this is going to be a good game.
So they're playing in Provo, and I mean, it's two teams. It's that rivalry game with these two, and I think it's gonna be. This one's gonna be one of those put you in a phone booth games. That's how I feel. I just think it's gonna be some strong running the ball on both ends, hard-nosed defense on both ends as well. And I think this one will come down to the wire. But I will give BYU the nod because it is in Provo. If it was in Utah, I think I would pick Utah. Or excuse me, if it was in where Utah's campus is in Salt Lake City, I would probably give Utah the nod. But I'm going to give BYU the nod here. And I think it's going to be pretty low scoring. I know BYU was in a shootout with Arizona, but BYU normally doesn't give up those points like that. Even though it wasn't really a shootout either. It came down pretty close. It was like 33-27 was the final score of that game. Okay, yeah. So I think it'll be something. I'm going 24-21 BYU here. I think it'll be close.
33-27.
33, yeah. So 33-27, yeah. So okay, so not too bad. All right, yeah.
34-27. I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. It impresses the crap out of me every time you're like, yeah, they did something like 34-27. Okay, sounds reasonable. And I look at it like 33-27. I'm like, how do you do it, dude? It's like these scores. What was the Super Bowl 4?
I don't know.
Who was it and what was the final score, Charles? Because I'm pretty sure you can pull it out of your ass and tell me.
That one I do not know. I can just tell you that Green Bay won the first two. Hold on. Oh, so Eric came on with his comments. So he says this is an NFL one. He says Jacoby Brissett has taken Kyler Murray's job. And he said, Pat, do that thing where you pick them to win, but then pick them to lose. Love that shite.
Dude, I was watching that game and I was like, I'll take it. Whatever. I'll take it. Dude, I can't stand USC. I just can't stand them.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I got BYU 24-21, though, beating Utah.
Well, I mean, so this is going to be one of those tough game, or this is a tough game, because to be honest with you, like I've sit and watched both of these teams, and neither one of them are really battle tested for the season. You know what I mean? I think Utah played Texas Tech and lost them, and that's their only ranked game so far. And BYU hasn't had a ranked game yet, so this is like BYU's first ranked game. I mean, I haven't really seen anything impressive from either one of these teams. But I'm going to give – I mean, and I get it being played at home for BYU.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'm going to go Utah. I think Utah – I just think Utah is – I think Utah is a little bit better of a team. I really do. And I'm not sitting here saying that they're great. I don't know if they're a great team or not. I don't know how good they really can be, but I don't know that about BYU either because neither one of them has played a team yet that actually has forced their hand on offense or defense. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's really hard to tell what either one of these teams can do, but I'm going to give the nod to Utah, and I'm going to go Utah. I'm going to go Utah 34-30. And like I said, I just don't see either one of these teams I don't know what either one of these teams can do. So actually, this is going to be one of those games where we're going to find out what either one of these teams are made of.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if Utah won either. I mean, I think it's going to be close either way because they are so familiar each other with that rivalry, and yeah. You will find out a lot about them because they will bring it out of each other.
Yeah, and they're going to.
Aaron said Super Bowl IV was Chiefs Vikings. He said he didn't look the score up though. 23-14.
23-14, but didn't look it up. Okay, let me pick my game. Okay, then I'm gonna look that up, and I swear to God, if you are right, I might have to give you my seat because you and Charles got some scores that y'all remember. I don't know how y'all do that. I couldn't tell. I mean, look, I can tell you who won the national championship in 21 and 22. That's about it. Because that's the only ones I care about. All right. Well, I'm going to go here because, well, you know, it's my dogs. What can I say? Mm-hmm. Coming home after whatever that was in Auburn. I don't really know what that was, except for the fact that we won, and there's so many freaking controversy things about that game in Auburn. But whatever.
Patrick, I got to do it. Kirby,
it's funny. It's like he called a timeout.
He straight called a timeout.
But I also know what he was doing because the safety was clapping, and I was like, okay, I get where you're coming from. Yes, he was clapping. But that's timeout, bro. This means timeout. This means clapping.
Yeah,
timeout. Clapping.
We
clapping.
This is my clap.
But it's funny because everybody is making so much fun of it, and all over social media, all you see is a bunch of Georgia fans going, what's that song where they're like, they're doing it.
Yeah.
and they're like, well, y'all cheated, and they were like, we won. All of us Georgia fans are like, yeah, well, look, I mean, let's put it this way. And I'm going to say this because this is how Georgia looks at it right here. I'm going to let everybody in the world know it ain't cheating unless you get caught. And he did not get caught. So guess what? It's not cheating. Sorry to ruin it. Sorry to bust your bubble. This is timeout. This is clapping. Understood. We'll give Auburn their 7 points, and it's still 20-17. We won. So get over it. Anyway. Georgia Ole Miss. 2 high-powered offenses. Well, one high-powered offense for the first half. Then the other team's a high-powered offense in the second half. One team's a high-powered defense in the first half. The other is a high-powered defense in the second half. Where do you go? I don't know. All I can say is Lane Kiffin normally has a problem with he has the James Franklin problem, I guess. So I'm going to go Georgia, but I do think that this is going to be a very tight game. I'm going to go 34-31 Georgia. Actually, no, change that. 34-27 Georgia.
34-27 Georgia. Okay. Yeah, I don't have much to add to that game except, yes. I'll say this. I want to pick Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss, from what we've seen this year so far, they've been better.
Yeah, they have been a ton better. But this is a revenge game from last year.
And what's stopping me from picking Ole Miss is, yes, They look good. Ole Miss always looks good at the beginning of the year. And then they have a performance like the one against Washington State last week where you're wondering, hey, man, look, because the teams that are championship contenders, these are the games they put away. These are the games they say, all right, we have this team coming in. They're a little bit inferior. We cannot give them a chance. We need to go ahead and get them out of there. And Ole Miss, I guess if there is a little bit of growth, they at least won the game. Normally they would have lost the game.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, going between the hedges, I don't know if Ole Miss is quite ready to take that step. If they do come in and win that game, okay, Ole Miss, maybe this is the year where you could take them seriously as a national title contender. And even if they do lose, they have one loss, and they can still make some things happen. It's not like everything is taken out from to where they can't compete for a SEC or a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
But part of being that grown-up program is you have to win grown-up games, of course.
Yeah.
The grown-up game. And I have to see Ole Miss actually do it before I can sit there and just put them in the mix for it. So yeah, I have Georgia as well. And it's just, I just think between that, with it being a revenge game, and Georgia just finds a way to win. They just do. Except for against Bama, of course, sorry. But
yeah, I don't know what to say except for that's our Achilles heel right there. And on top of that, there's many reasons why I'm also picking Georgia. You know, that very rarely do you see Georgia have 2 losses in a row at home. You know what I mean? On top of that,
they beat Kentucky after they beat Alabama.
What's that?
They beat Kentucky after they beat Alabama. At home.
That's right. Yeah. I forgot we played them. I thought we were on the road.
You gotta forget your own team.
But you're right. But Georgia plays sound football, and they're a harder team to beat at home. So it's hard to go against Georgia at home unless, like you said, unless we're playing Alabama, then I guess just the tide rolls over us, I guess. I don't know. Frustrating. We cannot beat that team unless we had Todd Mulkin. If we had him back, dude, and we got all the Georgia fans begging him, please come home. Please come home. We need you. We don't want Bobo anymore. See Bobo. Oh my God, I was about to lose my mind.
I have 27-21 Georgia. No, Patrick, we're not doing rants right now. We got to go on through.
All right. So get me off my rant because I was bubble screen.
Yeah.
3rd and 21.
27-21 Georgia is my final score, and we're gonna go to the next game. I'm gonna go Tennessee and Alabama for this one. 3rd Saturday in October. Patrick, I saw the red coming, so I'm sorry.
No, good. I mean, I'm glad you stopped me because I would have ran it for 30 minutes?
Yeah. So,
dude, bubble screen? Seriously? 3rd and 21.
So this is
stop.
So this is the 3rd Saturday game in October between the Volunteers and the Crimson Tide, and this one will be played in Tuscaloosa. I think this game, just like we were talking about with Ole Miss and Georgia, this one will be a close one too. I believe Bama is a little bit better right now because Tennessee's defense is pretty weak. I think right now Bama is a little bit more complete. Tennessee can come in and win this game, of course. I'm not saying Tennessee doesn't have a shot. I mean, the way Aguilar is running that offense.
Aguilar had to come out for a couple of plays because of an injury. So
yeah. So
is he going to be as mobile as he has been in these past few games? There's a lot of questions for Tennessee right now.
Yeah, and the defense. I mean, they've been in shootouts, really. I mean, we know the game with Georgia, 44-41 overtime. They went to overtime with Mississippi State. That was 41-34. And then last week, they were in a shootout with Arkansas, 34-31. Had to pull that out at the down the wire, down to the wire. So I think Bama is just a little bit more complete right now, and I think they'll win this game. I'll go 30-20.
Okay. There's not really much I can add to that, except for I will add this, and I do think that this is going to be the determining factor right here. Ty Simpson he's playing with a ton of confidence right now. I mean, after beating Georgia between the hedges, then beating Vanderbilt, then handling Missouri, he's playing with a ton of confidence. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he doesn't deserve it, because that kid is freaking killing it out there. I hated the fact that he beat us. But man, let me tell you, when you need a game put on your shoulders, that kid his veins are frozen, bro. He works it out. I mean, that pass that he had on that 4th and 21.
Yeah.
I mean, just pinpoint accuracy, just phenomenal throw. I mean, I threw stuff. I cussed. I yelled. I was like, "You can't let him have that." But man, at the end of the day, man, I was like, masterpiece of a throw. I mean, it really was. It's just phenomenal throw. I mean, I can see Tennessee coming into Tuscaloosa and winning. But man, when you got a quarterback playing with that much confidence, and it's been shootout after shootout after shootout, I don't think Aguilar is going to be able to do against that Alabama defense what he has been doing in the past. I think Alabama handles it, honestly. I mean, I don't want them. I would need Alabama to take a loss right now. I really do. Right. I'm going to hope Tennessee wins, but I'm going to say Alabama has it, and I'm going to go 35-20. I think I don't think Alabama or Tennessee puts up as much of a fight in this one, because there's so many questions that Tennessee has right now. That secondary does not look good right now. You don't know what Aguilar is going to be doing, and he had to come out those few plays for that injury, and he didn't look the same when he came back out. So, I'm going to take Alabama 35-20.
All right, man. Well, what's your last and final game?
Oh, I'm not picking this one, but I am going to say this. No, I am going to pick this one. We're going to go here. USC and Notre Dame.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to say this because I hope both of them lose. Can both of them lose, please? I want this to end in a 0-0 tie. Nobody can score. And mostly because I hope both of them freaking forfeit. That'd be great. And what if both of them forfeit, Charles? Can both teams forfeit? Can both teams lose?
I don't like that result, man. I mean, I like winner and the loser. Yes.
Well, okay. With that being said, I guess I got to pick a winner. God, where are they playing at? They're playing in Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, they're playing in South Bend.
So I was thinking about this one, and I went back and forth on it. And since it's being played in South Bend, I'm going to go Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins. I do think that they are a little bit more of a complete team than USC. Though USC played very well against Michigan last week.
They did.
They played very well. I mean, I don't know if it was because Michigan's defense just was that bad, or if USC's offense was just clicking on all cylinders in that game. I don't know which one it was. But I'm going to go Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame, I think that they have a better offense than USC. Or I'm sorry, I think they have a better defense against that offense at USC. So I don't think they're going to score 40 points or whatever. They scored 37 or whatever it was. I'm going to go Notre Dame. I'm going to go Notre Dame 30-23.
30-23. Don't have much to add to that. Yes, I don't like either one of these teams. I could think
it does have the making of a good game, though. That's the reason why.
It does. And I give the coaching nod to Notre Dame. I think Marcus Freeman is just a better coach than Lincoln Riley, and I think they will be able to make whatever adjustments that do come throughout the game and pull it out in the fourth quarter.
In the pregame, dude, the pregame is where it all counts.
Yeah. The pregame
is where it counts, man. Because when Freeman walks out there and he's just like, dude, he got the hairline that is just pristine right across. I'm like, not a better dressed coach in all of NCAA football. Not a better dressed coach.
I think this one will be pretty close. I'm gonna go. This could turn into a high 30s, low 40s game. It could be something. It could be something like what happened with Notre Dame and Texas A&M, where A&M pulled that out 41-40. I don't think it gets that high scoring though. I can see this getting into the 30s. I will pick Notre Dame to win 30. We'll go 34-31. I do think it'll be pretty close between the two because, yeah, like you said, it does have the makings to be a good game, and I think it will be. But I think Notre Dame pulls it out there with it being in South Bend. And or let's see, for the
Miami.
You see, yeah, Louisville, Miami, LSU, and Vanderbilt could be good.
That's honestly where I thought you were going to go with that.
Nah, I mean, because we got two SEC games out there. I like to spread the wealth a little bit.
Yeah, that's the reason why I went at USC Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's true.
I did think I had almost pulled and was going to go Nebraska, Minnesota.
Nebraska and Minnesota could be a good one too. Nebraska, we'll see about Nebraska going forward, but Nebraska, look out for them. Look out for them. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go here. I think this game could be pretty interesting. We go Arizona and Houston, and so
I had a feeling.
And so I think this will be interesting because it's one of those games where if you win, you keep the hopes for the Big 12 alive. Lose it, I think this is in essence an elimination game.
I agree.
So I think Houston's gonna win. I think Houston. Their defense has actually been pretty good. Even in the loss to Texas Tech, where they did lose 35-11, their defense was on the field forever, and they did everything they could to try to give the offense a chance to do something, but they just couldn't do it. Texas Tech's defense was just all over them. Yeah. And over and
Texas
over.
Tech defense is fast, man.
It is. And over again, Houston, their defense was put in short fields. I mean, over and over and over again. They to keep it 35-11, they did good. So I think this Houston team is pretty solid. And Arizona has a pretty good offense, and they're pretty solid as well, I would say. I mean, well, considering for Big 12 purposes. But I think Houston will go ahead and pull this one out. I got it a pretty solid. I think they'll win pretty solidly too. I think they'll win like 10, 14 points.
I got it way closer.
Oh yeah, and it could be. I mean, I don't think that is outside of any box. I mean, because Arizona's not just going to come in there and lay down.
Like you
But
said, that offense is good. That offense is good in Arizona. Yeah.
yeah, so I
But that
think
defense is good. So
I think Houston wins. Go with the score of 33. Yeah, 33 24. 33-24. Yeah.
okay.
What you got?
I have nothing to add to that except for one thing. One
What's up?
thing. I picked Houston to win their conference. So I got to roll Houston. I'm going to go Houston 35-34.
Okay, 1 point
Yeah.
game. All right. So to recap, because like I said, those other games, Louisville, Miami, Nebraska, Minnesota, LSU, Vanderbilt, that could be a very good one too. Vanderbilt.
Dude, how about Vanderbilt's the favorite to win that game?
I'm not surprised at that because one, they're playing in Nashville. Number two, LSU has not looked good.
No, they have not.
LSU,
LSU is still ranked 10. I am very surprised right now.
yeah, LSU. I watched a good amount of that game last week. When yes, Aaron, I did finish the documentary. We talked about it earlier.
Aaron, you'll have to watch the beginning of the show to catch everything he said.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was his intro. He watched the rest of it and told you what he thought.
Yeah, and plus, and look, we understand because he's watching.
Yeah, we know you're watching the Brewers, so no, you're all good, man.
But
we just appreciate you hitting us on some comments during commercials.
Exactly. And yes, I did finish the documentary though to answer your question, and I love the documentary. I think it had a little bit of everything in there. It has some sadness, has some comedy parts, a little bit of suspense as well. And y'all did a great job with just sourcing everything, the credits in there. Y'all really did y'all homework there. It was great. I loved it. So to recap these picks this week. So we got Georgia Tech and Duke. We both have Georgia Tech winning. You got 35-13. I have 34-27. Arizona and Houston. We both have Houston winning. You got 35-34. I have 33-24. Ole Miss and Georgia. We both have Georgia winning. You have 34-27. I have 27-21. Tennessee and Bama. We both have Bama winning. I got 30-20. You have 35-20. USC and Notre Dame. We both have Notre Dame winning. You have 30-23. I have 34-31. And the only game we disagree on this week is the Utah BYU one. You have Utah 34-30. I have BYU 24-21. So those are our pick six games for this week. And before we go on to the NFL, couple of quick thoughts on what you had said, Aaron, because we talked about that. Patrick and I talked about that off net. Yes, your Northwestern Wildcats actually sent James Franklin packing.
Your Wildcats wrote him a $56 million check to get out of town. Congrats to those. And dude, I told Charles off net, I was like, man, I told you we should have picked that game.
I know, because you said it. You said, yo, that Northwestern Penn State game could be a little interesting now.
It
and
could be.
Man,
Didn't think it was going to be that interesting where they come in and beat them and send Franklin bagging with a huge check. It's like all I could picture was Northwestern winning and then him taking a picture with Northwestern with that big, huge check that said $56 million. That's all I see. That is all I see. I probably should put that on TikTok and make it a meme.
Put on a t-shirt.
But that's all I see is him with a big old check. That's all I see.
And you know what? It was about time. It's to the point because one thing you could just kind of tell some things, even if you are from the outside. James Franklin just sounded like a robotic individual. You do the press conferences and all you keep hearing from him is, I get the fans' frustration. I get it. or he's making some sort of excuse for why their team was either beaten by an inferior opponent or just simply not prepared to play. And it's just the same, oh man, I understand, I get it. And then he makes a whole bunch of excuses before he finally accepts responsibility.
Yep.
It's just the players at some point, I don't necessarily think they gave up on James Franklin. Like, it wasn't one of those things where Northwestern came in.
And to be honest with you, I think Franklin gave up on the team.
Yeah, and I think also because when you have losses like that, though, I mean the loss to UCLA, I mean, and UCLA, they might be a little bit better than that record showed at the time, but they were 0-4. There was no business for Penn State to lose that game. Mm-hmm. And I just think after a while, the messaging it gets stale, and it's the same thing over and over. And you keep on expecting a different result when those different results aren't coming because you keep doing the same thing. So I think whether they waited until after the season or they did it now, kind of like what we were talking about with Mike Gundy in that situation with Oklahoma State, it was just time. It was time to move on. So if you're gonna move on, just go ahead and move on.
Yeah, handle the bleeding. And right now it's time. I mean, and he just cannot win the big games. So yeah, it's time to move on and find somebody that is willing to pull the trigger on a couple of those plays that needed to be pulled during all three of those games. And Franklin wasn't willing to do it.
Yep. When you say you do the same thing expecting different results, and those things aren't coming. So yeah, time for him to move on. I know a lot of people were kind of shocked at the timing of the move. I personally, and this isn't me advocating for people to get fired, but it probably didn't happen soon enough. Truthfully, really, that's how I feel about this particular situation. But
they're probably waiting for that check to get up under $60 million.
Yeah, and Aaron, again, good on the Northwestern Wild. Yeah. The force change.
Yeah.
So
that's no discredit to how Northwestern was playing. Dude, they played freaking good.
Northwestern was the better team out there.
They were good. Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember what they have. 2 penalties through the entire game. I mean, they were just so disciplined on the line. Just took care of the ball, no turnovers. It's just a phenomenal way to play the game. I mean,
and they were the more physical team.
They were the more physical team.
Yeah. I mean, they controlled the line of scrimmage. The football at its core is still a line of scrimmage game.
Yep.
And Northwestern,
how many passes you play or whatever.
Exactly.
It still starts at the line of scrimmage.
So with that, Patrick, let's go to the crazy NFL right now, because this is what we got. After 6 games, the Indianapolis Colts are the best team.
One of the best. Don't they have like 2 teams that's the same?
Yeah, them and Tampa Bay. Yeah, so both of them are 5-1. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-1. And
the Jags, man, they're 4-2, baby. What?
Yeah, and so I mean, there's a lot of parity that is going on in the NFL, and you're on a
3-game win streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. After beating the Cowboys, man, dude, the Cowboys are such a frustrating team, dude.
For me,
one of the best statistically on the field. That is one of the best teams that you will ever put on the field. But as long as the Jones is on it, they'll never win another Super Bowl.
Sad. I think it's status quo for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams also, they can't get out of their own way. Yeah, Dak Prescott will put up some numbers and people will talk about him being the MVP or MVP candidate before the inevitable collapse where he throws 4 interceptions and gets strip sacked twice, and then it's just
And that's all before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
He has to have a meltdown somewhere out there. And that hip popping thing, don't work, bro. Don't work.
You remember Eli Manning had that face, the face when he knew he was about to get hit, right?
Yeah.
That got that lost face. When some pressure comes at him, it's just like
he goes cross-eyed. This is how he looks. Pressure comes in, he goes.
Yeah.
Rules start coming out. I don't know what to do. Like, pop your hips, dude.
Yeah. That looked like
that don't get you away from the defense now, does it?
You can use that for salsa. Yep. Salsa is all about those.
How about them Falcons?
Yeah, and hey, Patrick, so I know you didn't really have belief, but I said, yeah, the Falcons can beat the Bills. Patrick's hips don't lie. and so
Shakira who?
So Atlanta, I mean, I just like the matchup with them and the Bills because the Bills, they struggle to stop the run, and Atlanta has two good running backs in Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. And Algier, that touchdown run he had where he trucked Taylor Rapp.
Yeah,
he ran. Yeah. I was like, oh,
dude, you can see his face from like the far camera. He's like,
yeah. I said, ooh, if Atlanta's coming in like that, Buffalo might be in some trouble tonight. Yeah. And they were. And they got beat. I mean, Atlanta, if this is the Falcons team you're going to get, they can play with anybody. And I think in this particular year, where you have your perennial favorites, and we'll see how the rest of the year works out, but the Eagles don't look good right now. I mean, the Giants put it on them on last Thursday night.
The Ravens are now 1-5.
Yep. Oh, Aaron says those throwback uniforms y'all wore. Yeah. The Falcons throwbacks powered that win. They also beat Philly on the road last year. Maybe ATL didn't slam their Penix in the car door. Hey, Spinix, as I like to call him, because Michael Penix can throw the ball. That left-handed
effortlessly.
Yes, that left-handed release looks so clean. And yeah, there was people, because I remember when we were on here a few weeks ago when the Falcons got housed in Charlotte by the Carolina Panthers, where people were like, "Oh, well, maybe it's time to bring Kirk Cousins back." No, do not do that. It's one.
We do not like that.
Yeah,
we do not like that.
It's one game, and he's still a young QB, and he hadn't had that many starts yet. Let him develop. The Falcons have weapons all over the place with those running backs that we mentioned with Robinson and Algier. You have Drake London, who is emerging pretty well in his second year.
Good at his tight end and a wide receiver.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. And they didn't even have Darnell Mooney in this game, who's their deep field threat, or their best deep field threat. So, and the defense, what I like about Atlanta's defense this year, they are coming. They are blitzing.
We blitz through, what was it, 7 weeks?
It blitz like 50% of the time. It's like half the time.
We blitz 61% of the time. 61%. I was like, there's no way we have the manpower to do that. I had to go back and look, man.
Yes, y'all.
61% of the time, we are blitzing. We are sending somebody all the time. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Thank you. This is the type of defense I like. Man, send a corner. Send a free safety. Send the linebacker. Send somebody every time. Mix it up. Get pressure on that quarterback. And when we do, man, when we get pressure, dude, we are freaking good.
And you have to do that. Like, if you're going to win these games, what we keep saying about the Falcons. The Falcons are the team. They look good one week. They look bad the next week. And they're around 9-8, 8-9 most years.
Yep.
And so if you're going to beat a team like Buffalo, You can't let Josh Allen just sit back there and just dissect you. Absolutely not. You need to make it. We know he can run, of course, but make him run off schedule. Yes. Don't have him run when he wants to. No, put that pressure on him. And if he gets outside, have someone out there to contain so he doesn't.
And force him back inside to where all he is. I mean, when they did it, dude, I was like, man, what a phenomenal. Now, I will say this, that opening drive in the second half, we looked lost.
Yeah.
We could not get any. I was like, what are y'all doing? And then it was like the next drive, sack. And I love the sack where he comes over, he hugs him up.
Yeah.
And he just holds him, and then he's like,
yeah. Because because you know what's coming. Like if he tried to pick him up, flag. You know, they would have thrown a flag.
He just held him. I was like, right there, that tells you we're not out to hurt anybody. We just want to win.
Yeah.
I was like, Falcons, go. Discipline football.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, and so the Falcons, they can play with anybody if they come out like that. And I think there's a good amount of teams, and we'll see how it plays out. I'm not coming out here saying it's going to be a Colts-Falcons Super Bowl. I'm not doing that. And they play each other coming up in a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we actually have y'all in this coming week.
Yes, you got us. And, man, we are so beaten up. We're sitting at 4-2 right now, too. But, man, our defense.
Y'all about to be same as us, 4-3.
No,
I'm sorry, we're 3-2.
Y'all had a bye week. So y'all be 3-3. We'll put y'all back at 500 where y'all normally are.
Hey, after Monday, newfound hope in my Falcons.
No, the Falcons can be good, man. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if they came to San Francisco and beat us. Absolutely not. This is a team when they're right, they have a lot of things going for them. It's just a matter of can they put it all together and keep it together.
Yeah, and that's the question. Can they keep it together? Because we've had signs where we'll come in and beat Buffalo, but then we'll lose to the Jets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then that's where that newfound hope that I have, I'm like, oh my God, we just beat freaking Buffalo. And then we'll lose to the Jets. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Well, now we're back on schedule. You know what I mean? Because we should have beat the Jets, but we lost to them, and we should have lost to the Bills, but we beat them. Oh, we're back on schedule. That's fine. We're 1-1. All is right. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. That's where it's hard to be a Falcons fan, man. Is because it's just like you look at these games and you're like, you should have won that game. Like that Panthers game, we should be 4-1 right now, but no, Panthers gonna make us not score at all.
Yeah.
Where did that defense come from? They haven't showed up all year, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Atlanta's coming into town.
And Patrick, the Panthers now are 3-3, and you remember when we were talking about this division, the NFC South, I said Carolina could be interesting. I mean, again, I don't think we both picked Tampa Bay to win that division, and I mean, shoot, Tampa Bay sitting at 5-1 right now. Baker Mayfield looking like the MVP of the league this year. He's playing very well.
He's playing very well.
But I'd say Carolina could be interesting because they're building the team the right way. The offensive line and the defensive lines, they're stronger at those positions. And the last couple of weeks, I mean, Rico Dowdle, who he was with the Cowboys last year, I mean, he destroyed the Cowboys. He had almost 240 yards of total offense by himself. And the week before, he ran for almost 200 yards. I think he ran for over 200 yards against the House of Cards we call the Miami Dolphins. And so,
it just takes a little swift of a fart to blow in.
That dude, they are falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
But
hey, I got one more game, dude. Shout out to the Bears, man. What a game! I mean, they played very well.
Played the cleaner game. Now there were some mistakes that the Bears made in terms of like situational things. They weren't able to convert on a fourth down. They had a couple of penalties at inopportune times, but they just stayed in there. They forced 3 turnovers. Jaden Daniels just lost the handle.
Yeah,
the ball just slipped out, and here it was raining. Like
he never had possession of that on that last drive. He just never had possession.
Never had it. Yeah,
he just could not get a clean handoff, and those kind of things happen. I mean, it's just in that particular situation, the right things happen for the Bears. But like you said, they did play a cleaner game. I mean, look, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. And Caleb Williams played very well.
He did.
He played very well. And it's funny. It's funny how I sit here and watch some of that game and I'm like, he's staying in the pocket. Good pass. Oh, look, he stayed in the pocket. Good pass. Oh, look, he's still in the pocket. Good pass. He ran out that one time, stupid pass. I was like, stay in the pocket, dude. Stayed in the pocket. Delivered. Stayed in the pocket. Delivered. I was like, do that. And you're a good quarterback. When you start rolling out to your right or your left, you suck. In the pocket.
And again, that's what you need. You just need solid, like good quarterback play. Mm-hmm. The days of, hey, can we get this elite guy? I don't think they're there because there's no elite quarterbacks really. There's a few, but the rest of the guys, you got to be solid and be elite at the moments where your elite is needed.
Yep.
That will suffice for you ultimately having a chance to not just win a game, but maybe do something in the playoffs, especially this year. I mean, you like the team, like I said, the Eagles, they're not looking that good right now. The Chiefs, they had a big win. I mean, they looked pretty solid against the Lions.
But they still didn't look like the Chiefs of old.
No, and they're sitting at 3-3 themselves still. I mean, they're at 500. The Ravens, looks bad for them. Well, let's see if they can get it together once Lamar Jackson comes back. The Bills, we mentioned how the Falcons kind of put it on them.
Yeah.
And so the teams that were favored coming into the season, it still maybe works out that way. But if there is a year for someone like Tampa Bay, perhaps Atlanta, I mean, the Colts have had a hot start. If this might be the year where one of those teams like that. Yeah, the Steelers.
Out of all the teams, I did not see. I mean, like, look, I get it. They're very well coached. 4-1 though. I really did not see Aaron Rodgers disciplined with that offensive playbook. I just didn't see it. But here we are.
Just be solid. Just take care of the ball. You don't have to be Superman as the quarterback. Again, there aren't many quarterbacks who are dudes who are the elite guys where you're saying, hey, if I have this dude, I have a chance to win every single week because that dude is that good to perhaps carry us to victory. There's not a lot of quarterbacks like that. But what you do need is your quarterback to be secure with the ball, make some throws, and at those moments where the best is needed, can they do that? And if you can get that solid play, especially with someone like the Steelers who have a good defense. So you have a good defense, you have some people you could throw to on offense, just take care of the football. If you do that, the Steelers have a shot, especially in the year where these stronger teams that we thought, they're not that strong.
Yeah, and it's funny that, the strong teams right now, it's the Indianapolis Colts, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, at least we got one of them from the South.
The Colts run the ball well with Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones. For me, Daniel Jones would be in my top 3 MVP candidates right now.
Yeah.
If I had to look at it, I mean, I think Baker Mayfield's at the top. Wow, I don't know because y'all made Josh Allen look kind of bad, so I don't know where Josh Allen is.
Josh Allen looked very human.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like the first 4 games that he played, he just looked unstoppable. And then the last 2 games, he has actually looked like very humanized. And it's funny because I said this at the beginning of the season, like last year, Patrick Mahomes looked like Superman. Like the dude just could not be stopped. I mean, he would edge 400-yard touchdown, bam. I don't know how you throw a 400-yard touchdown, but Patrick Mahomes was finding ways to do it. I don't know. 4th and 50. Like this dude converts on 4th and 50. I mean, like how? You know what I mean? Their kicker is kicking 94-yard field goals, and the field goal is literally like bending in the wind to catch it. And it's like, oh, wait, there's the football. There we go, score. And it's just, I'm just sitting here watching the Chiefs, and then last year, Patrick Mahomes started looking very human. And it's, we looked at Lamar Jackson and we're thinking the same thing about him this year. Again, they're 1-5, and he looked very human. And some of these people that we're sitting here watching, like Baker Mayfield, resurrecting his career and starting to look very well and very comfortable in that offense.
Sam Darnold in Seattle.
Sam Darnold in Seattle, and who would have saw that? You know what I mean? So I mean, we're sitting here looking at these, and we're like, "There's your Supermans right there. They're playing so well, and they just, and you have to, and you look at Baker, and you're like, dude, how in the hell are you 5-1 when every one of your wide receivers is in the freaking IR? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, who are you throwing to? I mean, they literally put tryouts for Tampa Bay just so they can have some wide receivers. And I'm like, who are you throwing to be 5-1? And it's just like all their wide receivers. Their top 4?
Yeah, it was their top 3. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Ibuka got hurt with this.
They're all on the freaking IR. And he's still winning, But I mean, look, Baker Mayfield. Even when I watched him in Oklahoma, the dude can play. He just needs people around him that is willing to play at his pace, and they got him. They got him. So, I mean, I ain't got nothing to say about that for Tampa. He just looks phenomenal out there.
And it's a credit to the coaching staff to have those guys ready to step up when everybody is just out. So.
I mean, dude, they I was looking at their list, and they have like right at 18 people on IR. 18.
That's a lot.
Half of their defense is on the injured reserve, and they're still winning. And but like you said, that's a shout out to the coaching, man. Having next man up mentality. That's a tough in the league to have that.
And speaking of, to Tampa Bay, they'll be at Detroit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, for next Monday night, or coming up on Monday night. That'll be they have 2 Monday night games again. Houston and Seattle. That could be sneaky good.
Yep.
We mentioned the Falcons and 49ers on Sunday night.
Hey, we got to have a battle of the sucks. Who is it? What game?
I'm sitting here looking.
Cleveland and Miami, 1-5. So battle of the sucks.
I'll pick the Browns.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Being the Browns too.
I would definitely pick the Browns. In Cleveland too. Yeah, I pick the Browns. Yeah. Colts and Chargers could be a good
one. Game, I think. This is my here's my game of the week.
What's that?
Rams and Jags, dude.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be crazy good.
Yeah, that's your London game.
Yep.
Early Sunday morning at 9:30 Eastern. Yeah, Jacksonville. Which Jacksonville's going to show up? You got to see.
Yeah. Well, it's a home game for them.
Yeah, overseas. I know, but I'm still iffy with Trevor Lawrence. What are we going to get from him? There's days where he's looking good, then he didn't look good against Seattle. So I don't know if you get good Trevor Lawrence, they can beat the Rams. get bad Trevor Lawrence, the Rams can beat them by 14-20. But if you get good Trevor Lawrence, that could be a good game as well. So Patrick, hey, we about to head on out, man. Before we head on out, what's coming up for Bro Epic?
So we go and check out our Monday morning motivation. Do it every Monday. Get our week started off as best as we can, I guess. Wednesdays, we put out our season. We will be finishing up our season next week of Brantley versus Preston, but we had a pretty good show out there for our episode 4, which will be coming out tomorrow. And then I'm getting the parents and kids ready for our next 2 episodes, our 2 big episodes. We got one, Parents versus Kids Kickball. We're going to be filming that later this month for next month. And then in November, we're going to film our Parents versus Kids flag football game. That will be filmed in November for December. Then we're probably going to go on a little bit of a break before we release season 3, which will probably starting in January. We'll do season 3, unless we get crazy and we start filming it.
Well, all right. And then, hey, for both of sports, that shorties are coming back, and just be on the lookout for extra shows. I'll say that.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
We'll see what kind of magic happens.
Yeah. So the things are coming up, and we're at a position where we ready to take on some of the extra things. So we hope for everybody who has been tuning in, sticking with us, watching the show. Thanks for it. And better things are coming as well, even better than what they already are. So
it's hard because we're pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So with that will conclude this edition of the Both for Sports webcast, and that is what we are breathing on for this evening. So y'all make sure y'all visit the Both for Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Both for Sports Facebook page. We didn't mention it too much, well, really at all, but the NBA season is coming up, and they'll be starting next week. I know, Patrick, we had talked about it in terms of like where we're at with basketball these days, especially the NBA, and it's just a bad product. And so, I mean, look, we know we're not really going to start watching it until probably the All-Star break.
Well, I start watching it after the All-Star break. I mean, I'll tune in for a few things here and there, but for the most part, like, I don't really start watching NBA too much because I'm more of a college fan on everything. So I watch college. I watch college basketball, men's and women's, college baseball, softball, volleyball, football. I'm tuned into the college side of it. Yeah. Unless my team is doing like crazy well, and even then in basketball, I normally don't watch the Hawks until like playoffs if we make it.
And so we make it. But yeah, that season is coming up. Hockey season has started, and
now that one I will watch.
And
I don't watch college hockey though.
And with the Major League Baseball, you mentioned that as Aaron has said, watching the Dodgers and the Brewers in Game 2 of that series, the National League Championship Series. Maybe by this time next week, we'll be talking about the World Series matchup, depending on how these games go. So
our picks sucked.
Yeah, we didn't do that great.
Yeah,
but it's all good. It's all right. It'll still be a good matchup either way. And with that, y'all, everybody take care. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk with y'all next week.
Go Dogs.